So hello, let's get started. Okay, it works. I assume this is you.
One. Attackers incoming.
So let's take a look at the comp first. Your team's running Orion Zarya. Of course, every game in Bronze is probably this. Well, actually, like, oh, this is interesting. Orisa Sig. So they're running double shield, and they have a Hanzo. Echo, you have to be careful of the Hanzo especially, and to a lesser extent the Zen. They have like quite a lot of like long range like damage, so you have to be careful about like using cover and maintaining and cutting off sightlines from the enemy while still maintaining sightlines on your teammates. Meanwhile, like you have a Mercy, and hopefully the Mercy is healing the DPS. So like your main focus like really should be like keeping your tanks alive with like, if necessary, like if your Mercy is like for some reason just pocketing the tanks, then you can try to hit the DPS, but like you're kind of like, in terms of priority, like your priority should be keeping the tanks alive. Okay, I do not. So anyways, okay, let me just change some settings. So right here, your Ryan, your Ryan's holding up his shield, and like he's only holding up his shield so that you can like get out of spawn and into like more open space. And in this case, I think that you should use the Ryan shield to like go right around here. And why? Because like right here, like once the Ryan drops the shield, let's take a look. Boom. Boom, now you're just exposed to like both Orisa, Sigma, Echo. I don't know what Hanzo's doing. Hanzo's still coming back, but you're exposed to like the 4 enemies, basically. So, I mean 3 enemies, but like, my bad. But if you stood like right here and if you rotated right here, like so that you're like behind this cover, then like you can still heal your Ryan Zarya. You can still peek to like, you know, chuck abilities at the enemy, but like at least you'll be more safe. Okay. Okay, why do you chuck your nade like this? Like, nade isn't an ability that you use to like start a fight. Like, it's not like, I know this is Bronze, but like even then it's not like you chuck a nade and then you say, hey, oh hey, they're all purple, let's push in. You wait for them to push in before you chuck the nade. Nade is like a mid-fight ability. It's not like a pre-fight ability where like you chuck a nade and that tells your team to go in. Your team should be going in regardless. And even then, let's say you hit like a fat 4-person nade. Like, who can really exploit it on your team? Like, maybe your soldier can. Your soldier probably should be flanking like right here, trying to like, yeah, but like even then, like it takes time and the nade's probably gonna like dissipate. What the fuck? Your Ryan's like, you know, a million miles away. Your Zarya is trying to contest the Sigma and not really focusing on these people. So like your nade, like even if it hit like all like this group of players, like it would be kind of useless. It won't do much. Like, you want to save your nade until your tanks go in. And it'll be much easier to land nades if your tanks go in and it's actually drawing useful attention. So right here. Okay, you chuck the nade, it doesn't work. Okay, I don't like that you're like going like in the open against a Hanzo. Like, either stay here so I can heal your team while still like using the high ground potentially to land a nade. Like right here would be a better position. Like, you need to be using natural cover more. Like, you can't rely on your Ryan shield. Your Ryan shield is basically for himself and his off tank. And maybe to like escort you when you're trying to like rotate from cover to cover, but you need to be using natural. Okay, now you're at least hugging this cover, but this cover isn't that good, to be honest. Like, if you want to heal your team, you're exposing yourself to like fire from the enemy. Like, you can either like at this position you can either rotate to here, where like you can kind of use this corner to like heal like your Zarya, maybe your Ryan if he peeks, without exposing yourself to like these people. But like we need to be using cover better. Okay, and also, like, I wouldn't recommend hard scoping like this, especially in a map with so many, like that, especially with the Hanzo in the field. Like right here, like you're look at how, like you're lucky this is a bronze Hanzo, or silver. Like see, if this was like, you know, if this Hanzo could hit his shots or her shots, then like, boom, you'd be dead. Like you're rotating in the you're kind of like going out in the open against this Hanzo, so if it's not really your fault, fully your fault. Like someone has to be contesting this Hanzo, but like if nobody contests this Hanzo, then like either like if you were here using this cover, you couldn't like rotate to this cover, like this room, and then like try, so you can still heal your tanks. I mean, your Ryan's kind of feeding here, but like you could land a nade here. This is like a nade opportunity. But like by standing here, like you could like go here, or like you couldn't like go all the way here to like try to like heal your tanks without like, and then you could chuck the nade like this, but yeah, like right here you're just like positioning on your team's like pretty much weak side, because here's the thing, like since like there are like usually like 3 like, you know, quote unquote like lanes in Overwatch maps. Like for example, there's main, which is like, you know, where the card is. There's a left flank and there's the right flank, and your team can really only control 2 of these flanks well. So like, because like you're gonna have like 3 or 4 players main probably, and then you're gonna have like a couple on the flank, but like you can't like just control all 3 flanks equally. So there will be one flank which your team is weak at. So like you want to be trying to position away from that flank if possible. So in this case, like your team is controlling this flank because you have a Ryan here. He's drawing a lot of aggression. Your team has like 2 or 3 main, so like you should be positioning, I think, around here, and like trying so you can like, you know, hit shots on Ryan, hit shots on your core without like unnecessarily exposing yourself to like the enemies on this side. Like right here, you rotated here, but like your team's like not gonna be pushing here. Your team's gonna be pushing this way, so that if they break the corner here, like you're gonna be caught out. You need to be like pushing in an area where your team is stronger, and like you need to be pushing so that you're not being cut off once your team pushes up, which they will. Okay, the fight's basically over without your main tank.
This will help.
Just regroup, I mean, now at least you'll deal with the Hanzo. Just like soft reset. Okay, I don't like you hard scoping this long like this. Like I'll show you a clip after from like a top level Ana, but really like scope shots are situational. You should be trying to hit unscoped shots as like by default. Like you should be positioning like not like hugging your tanks, but like at least around like this long, or like, you know, distance between where my camera's pointed and like, you know, maybe the Zarya and Hanzo. Then you just try to hit unscoped shots on them. Unscoped shots are not only easier sometimes, like I mean often they're easier because you're not like, you don't have to like flick as hard, but and you can like kind of track easier. But like also like they don't restrict your vision. Like you don't have like low field of view. Okay, so right here, like, oh, like again, I don't like you standing in the open like this. And look at how many enemies you're exposing yourself to. 1, 2, 3. Like, if they could hit their shots, you'd be dead. Like right now. So like you should position right here. In this case, you can use the stairs to like kind of jiggle peek your Rhine. You can like go high ground and even chuck a nade down here. This nade would be big, or even like you could chuck a nade here, like just throw it like this, and then like boom, both tanks naded, which is huge. Like Bronze Sigmas or Bronze Reinhardts for that matter, you don't know how to block nades. But right here, you're staying out in the open, and you chuck the nade way too low. Like your last 2 nades have been way too low. You have to throw the nade higher than you are right now. Like just go into custom game and get 0 like cooldown for nade like on Ana, and just practice throwing them. Just practice targeting like random map features, like maybe hit this window, hit this, like, you know, satellite dish for example, if you feel comfortable with like the more basic nades and stuff. But yeah, just go into custom game. Okay, so right here, like you're now pushing into like an area in which like the enemy team controls. Like look, they have here, angles here, angles here, and angles here. Like you don't want that. Like look, they're literally creating like a box in which like anyone who passes will kill. They'll kill you. And like if they can like hit, even if they can't hit their shots, like the fact that there are 3 enemies probably means that you're dead here, unless like you immediately rotate back here and go into this room, so that you at least have like some cover against like this. And like your team should be clearing this. Like your team should like put some pressure onto like the flanks, but I mean it's bronze, so like they probably won't do that. So you have to rely on your own positioning. But, okay, you back up. That's good. But like you have to be careful. Like the moment your team pushes up like this, like you're gonna have to cross into Hanzo sight lines. So like you either have to use VC, tell someone to clear this Hanzo out for you. Don't be afraid to do so. Like it's not only good for you, it's good for like your entire backline. Like if there's this Hanzo can clutch if nobody clears him. But like yeah, so like if you're in VC, like use VC, tell someone to clear this Hanzo out. But in this case, I'd like start in the room, like this room, and then like I'd wait for the Hanzo to be cleared, and then I'd walk up to like maybe like right using this room as cover.
Back in my day, we'd have this payload
okay, this kind of. Okay, why do you chuck the nade? This is not what nade is for. Like nade is not for like, hey, my team is poking, so I'm gonna throw a nade and I'm gonna tell them to push in. Like you nade when your team goes in and your team's clearly not in. Like let's say you hit the nade on Moira and Moira just fades away, and like she's not gonna be like forced out. She's not gonna be like, you know, dove by anyone on your team. Like your team isn't even running dive heroes. You can hit the nade on these people, but they're behind a shield, and you know this Orisa's gonna get a new shield. Like you want to wait until your tanks actually go through the shield before hitting the nade. I mean, like the shield's almost broken, but like again, it's Orisa. Like Orisa's kind of hard to kill even with the nade, and regardless, like there's no supports next to Orisa anyway, so like the nade would probably be kind of useless. Like wait until your tanks actually push in before like nading. Okay. I don't like you hard scoping this long. Imagine if there was a... Oh, now they switched to Widow. Imagine if Widow just peeked and then boom, they just pop your head. I don't like you hard scoping like this. You need to like... You should like be like holding this corner and then like... you know, you can like unscoped here or like, you know, quick scope. Like right click briefly, just hit a scope shot and then unscope and then you get your vision back again. But I don't like you doing this. I don't like you like hard scoping in the open like this.
Don't worry, my friend.
Okay, and right here, like see, like if a Widow even peeked here, or any DPS in general, they could poke you out or even kill you. Like you need to be hugging cover. You either should be using this cover, or like this would be ideal because like you still have sightlines in your team wall still like, and like there's no way for them to bypass this cover. Like unless they peek really wide, they peek here, in which case like even if they peek like, you know, this window, you can just like rotate to like here and still kind of get sightlines in your team, and like you have a flank to use like to hit a cheeky nade. Like now would be a good time to hit a nade on maybe the Sigma. Well, the Sigma's almost dead anyways. Or you could use like maybe this cover, like this truck could rotate to this cover while your team's like their team's still respawning. The only problem with this is the only problem with this is that like I mean it's fine because like you can hide from one of these windows. Like if they peek both windows, then you might be kind of screwed. Like you can't heal your team anymore because you'd be peeking. Like you have to like choose one evil to like heal your team. But this is fine. But yeah, you need to be like hugging natural cover. Like you can't be in the open like this. Okay, what is this nade for? Yeah, you don't nade unless like to heal your team unless your team's like extremely low. Like if they don't get bursts of healing, they'll all die. Like right here, like they're look at how much HP your team has. Like, it doesn't hit anyone, but like, look, your team's like full HP. That's a waste of a nade. Okay, right here you'll probably be pushing cart.
Come here and get stabilized.
أنا هاخد بالي منها.
Okay, why are you trying to heal full HP teammates? Okay, you put a shot on this echo. Okay, so you go to this cover, which is okay. So you rotate to like this room for cover against the echo, which is okay, but yeah. But okay, you almost have nano. Damn, your team should really be clearing high ground.
My ultimate is ready.
Enemy contact.
Cease your resistance.
Holy shit, this Ryan has bad shield management.
Engage. Reinhardt.
Okay. Again, like...
Enemy contact.
Cease your resistance.
Okay, so firstly, like, yeah, this echo's just flanking. There's not much you can really do about that except, like, call it out.
Adaptive circuits engage.
Okay, so you don't really need... I mean, your Mercy's healing the soldier. I don't know how the echo flanked. So, like, now they all drop to low ground. Now you can, like, kind of, like, rotate to this high ground area, and then, like, you could use this to, like, get good LOS on your team while still, like, being able to, like... I mean, now the card's being stalled. You don't really need to hug card anymore, so, like... And the Widow's being contested, so, like, you can... So, like, what you can do is, like... Let's pretend this echo didn't exist for a bit. You can, like, rotate all the way here. Like, you can still, like, click on your team here. What's your Rhine doing? Well, actually, they have a bongo and they have a Zen. I actually want to rotate here. Like it's for open sight lines. Actually, it's like if your Rhine held a shield, you could use it to like rotate. But okay, so like, but I'm more concerned about this. Yeah, this is okay. I mean, it did hit like the echo, but like the problem with this nade is it's that like. I mean, you hit the echo, like duplicate Rhine, but like the problem is that like she isn't gonna like receive heals anyways. Like her supports are like all the way back here, so like, and they're running like Zen Moira, so like I think you didn't nade to like hit the duplicate, but you hit nade because like you're afraid of your soldier. Like you don't need to really be afraid of your soldier. Like your Mercy's healing him. Like just focus on keeping the tanks alive, and even though the tanks aren't taking much damage, I mean you could like click on the soldier, give some healing shots to help your Mercy. Like you don't need to waste nade for this. Like that's a waste of an ability that could have hit like, you know, the bunker ahead of you. Okay, now you clear the. Okay, and also you have range. You don't have to like walk. You don't have to walk forward to like heal this. I mean, oh yeah, this is a reset. Like you could be here and still heal your Zarya and try to escape, and then but like this fight's over. I'm not really too concerned. Okay, so like if you're in VC, tell them to like rotate high ground.
Group up here.
It's pain to see them just like push low ground against like a comp on high ground. I mean, like this. Yeah, this is bronze. I wouldn't expect much anyways. I'm used to reviewing like more organized play, like, you know, teams like scrims, where they actually do clear high ground and stuff. Okay.
Go. I keep you here.
Now you're switching to Diva Zarya. That's really damn interesting. Okay, so you have Nano though. Like, I'd say just Nano Visor. Don't be greedy with Nano because it charges really quickly. Like compared to a lot of other alts. Like just Nano your soldier here, or plan to. Like not now, but plan to. Big. Okay, it's a trade. It's okay. But like okay, so like they're holding close. That's a bit concerning. But they're holding close. That's okay. But like the last thing you want to do is like walk forward. I know your soldier's critical, but like just have the Mercy, like, you know, drop here and then Guardian Angel here, and he has Helix Field. He has like the Biotic Field cooldown or whatever it's called. But so like, yeah, just let him self heal. Like you don't need to like risk your life like this just to like heal the soldier. If your teammates are in really dumb positions, and just like literally like unless you can eventually heal them, just let them secure their own fate.
Take your medicine.
Okay, healing your mercy, that's good. Okay. I know there's a it's unfortunate your tanks aren't really but I wouldn't push up like this into like into Orisa Sigma and like what else, and like the Zen's transing. I wouldn't push into like the enemy tanks like this. This is kind of dangerous. Like what you should do right now, like I know there's like a trans, like you want to anti them, but okay. I would not walk into. What is that nade for? Like from right here, like one thing that you couldn't actually, your D.Va's like you could like try to like peek a bit left. You have to be careful of the Zen 5 orbing, but after like he trans, then you're not really gonna be afraid of that. You have a D.Va to absorb defense matrix this for you, so you could use your D.Va as a way to like you circle left and then you try to like chuck a nade like in here and then like hit the tanks like right here from an angle. Okay, it's unfortunate you don't have any main tank. But what is that nade for? Like, unless your team is like critically low, like they're like literally 1 HP. Like the D.Va's 300 HP and has Matrix available. You don't need to like waste like your nade just to like heal. Like nade isn't really for healing. Nade, well, it sometimes is like if your team is really low, like when you actually need like the emergency healing. But this isn't an emergency. Your D.Va has defense matrix; she'll live. But like nade should be used like mostly to like for reasons like to like for like offensive reasons. Like for example, like to purple enemies while your team's engaging on them, to punish aggression. Like you need to be using your nades like to make an impact offensively. Like you need to be getting purples, not like yellows. Okay, healing. Gotta ask your mercy for healing. Just click X, honest. Like right here, like you have 58 HP, and then you decide to walk forward into like all the spam. This is not what you do. Like ask your mercy to heal you, and then use this cover, and then you can like chuck nades from the flank, for example, with your D.Va helping. Like I get it, you have no main tank, but like that doesn't mean walk into like the enemy team like that.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Thank you, Angela. You're covered.
Okay, again, like you have a mercy next to you doing like. Okay, did you need this to save yourself?
Let's get you back in the fight.
Thank you, Angela. You're covered.
Okay, don't walk backwards. You're gonna be cut off. Okay, maybe you have to heal yourself. Okay, but you really should use this nano. Don't what are you saving this nano for? If you never use nano, you'll never get value out of it.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Like for example, this Zarya will probably be like quite charged. Like even though like her bubbles might be crap, like there's still a lot of like Orisa Sigma spam for her to farm energy off of. So maybe nano your Zarya. Like your soldier wants the visor, but like would it be great if like he had a nano visor?
I remember this.
So right here, could you even nano your soldier? Where's your soldier?
Anyone else want it?
Actually, I can't really blame your soldiers with your soldiers AFKing. Okay, I'll just skip like a lot of this VOD because your soldiers AFK. Can't really blame you for 5v6. Okay, now you have a main tank at least. And yeah, and so like your nano target should be Winston, probably. You don't have a soldier anymore. Like you're running like D.Va isn't really good nano target. You like don't nano like generally in this elo you probably won't nano DPS because they can't hit shit. So okay,
Finishing them.
okay, so
Boosting up.
use the nade.
This will
Could
help.
probably just hit the Mercy, and I know the fight's not gonna start in 10 seconds. So. Ooh, staggering. Your team's just staggering.
Heal up.
Damage 60
Okay, try to chuck the nade there. It isn't really gonna hit anyone. They're behind cover,
I will keep you healed.
and like they're not like standing directly in the side. There's a
You're powered
Sigma.
up. Get in.
So good using the nano target. Okay, but why do you nade here?
I will keep you healed.
My ultimate is charging.
You're powered up. Get in.
Okay, but why did you nade here? Like you just need to like circle left. Oh, I mean like there is a widow. I forgot there was a widow peeking there. But like, I mean they did pop bongo, but you have firstly you have a Mercy healing you, but more importantly like this Winston is just gonna draw like so much aggression towards him. Like wait for him to drop. Like you could just like chill your D.Va a bit. You don't have to like peek the like Arista Sigma bunker like immediately.
Someone get that payload moving.
Okay, now you circle left. You almost get sniped by Widow.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
But like, okay, your monkey dies.
Sniper, be careful.
Doesn't he know he has? Why does he greet his personal bubble until last second? Or like projecting like bubble barrier out. Okay, I can't blame you for that. Your Winston is just. So that was a good nano, but like, firstly you didn't really have to nade yourself. Like the last two nades you just nade yourself for no reason. Like you could have used this nade to like maybe like you purple like this bunker, which would make it much easier for like your Winston to break through. I don't know. I don't know. Your Winston is kind of.
Move to the beat.
Protect the payload.
Okay. You're on Lucio. I assume this is just a stall pick, so. Okay, I assume you take it. You take the last point. Okay, so.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay, so.
Enemy contact.
Ready for battle.
Should you stay on Lucio?
Payload has reached the checkpoint. Ready for
I don't really recommend Lucio. Like there's nothing on your team to really speed boost. Okay, let's see this Lucio though actually. So I assume now you're coming for stalling. Okay, you amp heals.
Put a price on good health.
I see.
Smoke them out of there.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay. I guess you have to stay on cart. Holy shit, this team fight. What is this team fight even? Okay, why do you go for this echo? I mean,
Enemy contact.
okay, let's skip to this OT. It's probably gonna be a bit less. So you have a beat now. What on the enemy team can you beat? Like you're probably gonna beat Sigil or something. Why do you amp heal here? Like I know your monkey's low, but your BAP can heal him. Hopefully, like this monkey or the monkey will just probably jump out. The monkey should probably jump out eventually, like soon. But like, why do you amp heals here? Like nobody on your team was low except the monkey.
Payload's in mind.
60 seconds remaining.
My
And I don't like that you're standing out in the open again.
Payload's in mine.
60 seconds remaining.
Like why are you trying to like face tank a Rhine? Like you're not a tank. You're not a main tank. Like just stand here and like you can peek this corner for to put some poke on like the enemy team. Like you could even like maybe go to high ground to like contest anyone high ground if you're feeling aggressive. But, like right here, like you're just standing out in the open.
Time to change it up. Yeah, time to heal up.
I mean, like, why do you again? Like, why do you amp heals here? I mean, your BAP's kind of low, but I don't like but I don't like amp. I don't think amp healing would get a lot of value. Like, the BAP's probably just gonna regen burst anyway. I mean, like, you do like kind of heal the BAP. At least you can save regen burst, but I don't think like I think you could just passively heal the BAP, honestly.
Let them up. Push on.
Okay, trying to go for the. If you want to play Lucio, you really need to like learn basic wall rides and mechanics, yeah. And there are like some workshop maps for like Okay, so your diva needs healing, but like she has a BAP. Save your like amp for like something more significant. Okay, what is this beat for? It's your own dragon.
Nerf this.
Okay, was your team even low? Why do you beat? Like your team was full HP.
All better.
I get it. Maybe you want to like use your beat offensively. That's often fine. But like in any case, like you need to be hitting your Winston in this beat anyways.
All better.
Big bomb. I just like probably didn't like the beat, even the offensive beat idea, because because you see the Zen was low. I mean, like someone could just like tickle the Zen, and I mean like your Zen's being, I mean that Zen's being healed up. I don't know, man. Considering that it's bronze, maybe the offensive beat was actually good. How else would I actually push in? And I'm sorry for ragging, I'm sorry for saying it's bronze a lot, but honestly, like the game like often doesn't work the way it does. Like sometimes you have to do things that are wrong just to like get things to happen. Okay, so like, you have to be careful about this Kree. Like, stand away from this Kree at least, so he doesn't just like stun fan to hammer you. Oh no! Oh, that's okay.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Going front line. Yeah, that's when the beat wouldn't be really useful, but I get it. Like, you have to beat to get them to engage, probably. And you probably just stood in the front line for too long. Like, I'm not gonna scrutinize the Lucio too much though. If Lucio's a hero you want to play, then like you need to get like a lot of the mechanics first before you can make much of an impact. Okay, but I don't like that you're standing out in the open. Like you're exposing yourself to like five enemies. Like yeah, like you get the Zarya bubble but And that Zarya bubble's going to only last like 2 seconds. I get it, your tank line sucks. Your tank line just sucks. No cap, but... Okay, good. Trying to put pressure on the monkey who's outside of his LOS. I mean, you could just get your BAP to heal you. I get it, maybe the BAP is the best at healing. Actually, yeah, I mean the BAP's pretty safe position. Like, even if he didn't know what he was doing, he'd still be able to probably heal you up. Didn't really need to use your cooldown to anything. But like, I'm more concerned about the fact that like you're in the open again. Well, like you're not a frontliner. Well, like they can't hit their shots, but eventually, when you get higher, they'll be able to hit some shots, and like it only takes like a couple players hitting some shots to kill you. Like even if they have like 10% accuracy, imagine 5 players with 10% accuracy focusing you. It still hurt. Okay, you switch back to Ana. Okay, your team's gonna stagger. No, don't stagger, don't stagger. Just reset, reset. Good, good. Yeah, the fight was gonna start in 10 seconds. Quick scope, quick scope, quick scope. Okay, hopefully your team stops staggering. Okay, your main tank has come back. Reasonable nade attempt. So right here, like, you could firstly, like, if you can call out this Kree, yeah, that's why. Like, if I knew this Kree was here, though, I wouldn't just stand in, like, an open flank. Like, I wouldn't just stand open like this. I'd probably hug this, like, you know, car for cover.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva.
I mean, it's not fully your fault. Like, someone should have accounted for this Kree. Like, maybe your diva should have. Oh no! Like, I'm truly sorry I have to play in this rank. I did not expect this.
This will only hurt for a minute.
I did not expect like this little teamwork.
See through the dragon's eyes.
The payload has reached.
Well, like once you do like start hitting like, you know, the clutch nades and stuff, you'll climb pretty easily. Okay, so right here, but I don't like that you're rotating like towards here. Like right here, like the team can you're just gonna get cut off when your team, like, you know, if your team decides to retreat, like you're gonna be cut off. And like I mean, is it the worst thing? You could rotate here, yeah. I mean, it's fine that you're here for now. Like you could rotate here. Okay, I wouldn't peek like that. I mean, they don't have like some Widow, Hanzo, or Ashe or anything. Sure.
Let them up.
Okay. Well, why didn't you just, like, you know, press X and next and, like, LS your BAP and get the healing? Like, that's like, you're wasting your, like, nade to, like, heal yourself. Like, you don't do it unless you need to. Like, you're wasting like, a really strong ability just to, like, for 100 HP for yourself. Like, the nade would have been really useful here. Like, your Winston's drawing so much attention. They're not gonna be able to block this nade. You just chuck a nade here and then they'll... Boom, you win the fight. Okay, go right. Go next to cover. Okay, now the Winston is feeding. Okay, that nade was too low. Like, you really need to be practicing hitting nades in a custom game. Okay, heal your Winston. I'm not sure if you're trying to like damage someone, but the thing is that like your Winston is critical, so I mean he does have primal, but still. Okay.
You're going to be okay.
Okay, again, why did you nade yourself? you have a BAP next to you, and the BAP BAP shots are really easy to hit. You don't need to worry about the fact that it's a bronze BAP. Maybe like you could like nade your Ashe to save her. That would be pretty high value because like it would buy. I mean, she's probably doomed anyways. But you could nade and then like heal your BAP and heal your Ashe, and then hopefully she'll get like Coach Gun back up to high ground. That is if they use high ground. But like don't just like willy-nilly nade yourself. It's a waste of an ability that's so good. Okay, now your tank died. Back. Don't even S key, W key backwards. Okay, throw a nade.
You're powered up. Get in
okay,
there.
why do you nano the D.Va? You're not stalling. You're not trying to stall a card. Your team's trying to regroup. Like regroup for a full fight, and D.Va's not a good nano target anyways. Like here's the thing, like D.Va, like in higher elos, the D.Vas will know what they're doing more. So like, like this Winston is low, but like D.Va could kill this Winston without the nano. But like in higher elos, like the D.Vas will know what they're doing, so maybe it will become a good nano target. But like in lower elos, you can always assume that the D.Vas will miss shit all the time. So just wait for the regroup. Unless you're trying to like stall, like don't really nano D.Va, like nano Winston, like who can not only like who is like in any elo like better than like typically better than D.Va as a nano target, because he can draw like aggression and like allow you to get like easy nade, enable like his team. But or like I wouldn't recommend nanoing DPS in this elo unless it's something like Blade. Even Blade, I wouldn't trust Bronze Genji. Okay. Or like if Ashe gets Bob, you could nano Bob, but like anything's better than nanoing D.Va, especially when you're not trying to especially when your team's trying to regroup. You're just telling D.Va, hey, feed some more, so we stagger him harder. And right here in the open, again, like you're exposed like so many enemies. Like you're only saved by the fact that there's a glowing D.Va in their faces. Like go here. Like use this cover.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Okay. What happens? For the Winston. Oh, well, sorry, just television there. I was interested to see what the Winston was doing. Okay, but like let's see. The Winston was kind of feeding there. The Winston might have been feeding, but like at least he was drawing a lot of eyeballs towards him for a few seconds. Like, what do you throw the nade for? Okay, you eat a sleep. I mean, what? Okay, I didn't see the nade clearly. Sorry. Like there was a Rhine shield. Like don't throw the nade into a shield. Like wait until the Winston jumps in, and you can see the Winston jumps in. Look how many eyeballs are being drawn to him. Like right here, you could have just like peeked here, chucked a nade here, and got two, and you got him, and you get at least the Rhine as well. Like even getting the Rhine could be big, because like everyone could shoot at the Rhine and you'd be dead. And then you even hit the nade on your Winston as well, which would allow you to like heal him and prolong your time in the fight. Okay, that's a good nade, even though your Winston's dead. But again, like right here, you're standing in the open, like you're exposed to like so many enemies. Like stand here, or even like here. Like don't stand in the open like this. Okay, yeah, good nade. Again, you're in the open.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
You're not a tank. Like just focus on staying alive. Your team must respawn. They need you to be alive, because like if you're not alive, then like they'll just burn through like anyone who can test the card easily, and then it doesn't matter if your team has respawns. They have support alive, and that means that like your team's never gonna kill anyone, because like they keep staggering because you're not alive, and like they have support, so like they can just heal any chip damage that your team does because they can't stay in there for long anyways. So yeah. So like firstly I'd focus on just like basic positioning as well. So like don't stand in the open, like stand in somewhere where you won't get caught up if your team moves or like moves forward. And and don't be a main, like don't face tank damage. Like you're not a frontliner. And also like nade timing. Don't use nade on yourself. Don't use nade to like, you know, heal teammates that you're afraid of not hitting. That's not the good use of nade. Like it's like, you know what nade can do? Nade can win team fights, but it feels like that you're just like wasting nade on like, you know, 100 extra HP, or like, you know, hitting teammates for 100 extra HP that have a mercy pocket on them. Well, like you can't be wasting abilities like that. You have to like save those abilities and then look to use them like aggressively. Like look to get those fat purples. And speaking of fat purple timings, the best time to get fat purple is during the mid fight when your tanks are actually drawing attention towards them. That's when like they're not looking at you and they're not going to be blocking or dodging the nade, and then like you're going to get easy nades because like they'll have Winston or Ryan or ball in their face, and then boom, suddenly they're all purple because they're all looking at the Winston and not you, or they're not all looking at the Ryan and not you, or they're all looking at the ball even and not you. So, and finally I'd say what else? Like just don't hard scope that much. Like don't be like so far away from your team that you have to hard scope. Don't be so close to your team that like every damage that comes to your tanks gets to you. Be like around medium distance so you can hit unscoped shots, but like still be able to live. Like not take damage on the front line. So let's take a look at okay, what's a good example? Let's take a look at which map was it? So sorry, I have trouble remembering. Bad memory.
Ready for battle.
Which one? Oh yeah, it's Icon Wall. So let's take a look at M-Monk. He's a Overwatch League Ana who plays for Chengdu Hunters. And yeah, skip a bit. Like the reason I skipped it because like it wasn't there. They were trying to cheese play with the Ana, but you won't have like an Overwatch League team backing up your plays in ladder, unfortunately. So right here you see like let's take a look at like the positioning. So right here you see sometimes he's like close to his tanks, but like sometimes unnecessarily close. I must admit, but I can see like he's maintaining medium distance and he's just trying to hit unscoped shots. Like he rarely like goes for like these scope shots. Like so every time you take a scope shot, you reduce the amount of like reduce the amount of like vision you have on the enemy, so that anyone can just easily flank you. So and look, see, he uses nade aggressively. He tries to use nade aggressively, and then like when he gets like low, like he's 173 HP, he just doesn't he doesn't like just nade himself. Like I know his nades on cooldown, but you don't want to be nading yourself anyways. Look, he actually like looks to look for these aggressive nades when you know his team is actually drawing attention. So right here, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can see like now he sees that his team's like stunning, like leave is like the Kree is stunning them, so like that's an opportunity, and then he looks for it and he just chucks the nade, boom, big nade. Okay, let's look at the next fight. So right here, see, he's looking for unscoped shots. He nanos. And you see, he's looking for these, like, aggressive nades. Like, he's not looking to heal himself. He's not worried about, like, any teammates, like, dying because he didn't chuck a nade on them. He's looking for these nades that get work done. Like, see, even though it's only a one-man nade, I think that's enough to, like, force him out of the fight for, like, a long time. And I think force out his Immor. Well, I mean, like, it slows him down at the very least. See, they're kind of waiting. They're protecting because, like, he knows they can't get healed. So, like, he's looking for these nades that actually make it a big impact, or even an impact that, like, is, like, offensive. Like, it stops the enemy from doing what they want to do instead of, like, just healing yourself or your team. Like, you see. Well, right here, like, he is kind of admittedly close. But, yeah, he's just taking, like, medium distance most of the time. And admittedly, that's kind of like a unnecessary nade. Those are the types of nades you probably should avoid. But, like, he knows the team fight's probably not going to start in 10 seconds anyways. Like, they're all still regrouping. Hopefully they're regrouping. They're Overwatch League teams. Like, believe it or not, sometimes Overwatch League teams just run down main without regrouping. And so, again, he is a bit aggressive here, but he's looking for these nades that actually get value. Well, like, there's something distracting them. Like, see, Monkey goes in, then they're looking at the Monkey, boom, free nade. And look at how big this nade is. M-Monk dies because he was a bit too aggressive, like, in getting that nade, but look how big this nade is. It forces out Beat, it forces out, like, it makes them panic, it forces out Immor, and look at how much value nade can get that you're missing out on because you're using it on yourself, and you're using it at the wrong time when your tank's not drawing attention towards them. So, right here, like, he saves nade because, like, he knows he's not drawing enough useful attention yet. And look, now he sees an opportunity, he chucks a nade. Team fight's already won, but it still, like, gets, like, some value offensively. So now okay, that nade was a miss. But the number of times he has used nade to, like, heal himself or his teammates is, like, 1 this whole round. And his positioning wise, like, he doesn't get caught out, like, when his team moves. Like, he uses cover. Like, he doesn't just stand out in the open unless, like, his tanks are drawing, like, significant attention towards them, and he's actually looking to, like, get offensive value out of his nade. Otherwise, he's just hugging, like, corners and stuff. Okay, right here they're running,
Defend objective.
So right here, you see, like, he's taking cover, he's waiting for his team to go, and then he uses the bubble to, like, rotate. He isn't getting caught out. And, like, he's using the cover pretty well. And then, like, afterwards, like, he moves, when he exits cover, he moves from the cover of the building to the cover of, like, whatever this is, but it's still cover. To, like, you know, this little, is this a tractor? I don't know. But he's moving from cover to cover. And more importantly, he looks for, like, these aggressive nades. It hits the Ana, but, like, you know, like, the Ana is good enough. Like, it allows, like, his tanks to, like, dive the Ana for free. Like, he can't use nade, like, defensively now. I mean, he did use nade. His nade got 2, but look, yeah, like, he's He's just taking medium scope, medium length shots. He's not playing too passive or too aggressive, but like he's looking for these nades that actually win fights, not nades that like not lose fights. Like nades that to heal yourself. Like he's not afraid of like risking, like taking a bit of risk, like letting his team get a bit low, like letting his team bend a bit, so that like he can get that fight-winning nade that allows his team to win without using so many ultimates. So, anyways, like I think if you just do all this, then like yeah, your Ana play will just dramatically improve, and you'll finally get to play in a rank where like there is at least some teamwork. In which case, it does get a lot easier. I promise.